is Kol Israel, the voice of Israel, broadcasting from Jerusalem. In the headlines, portions of the State Controller report on Operation Protective Edge are made public. Netanyahu, Ya'alon, and the IDF Chief of Staff are at the center of criticism for not presenting a plan for the IDF for handling the terror tunnel threat properly. But security cabinet ministers are criticized for not showing more interest and asking for more information. The IDF is criticized for cutting the budget to protect civilians living near Gaza. Soon after this afternoon's publication of the State Controller report on the 2014 war in the Gaza Strip, a rocket alert siren was activated in southern Israel in areas near the Gaza Strip. The incoming missile sirens went off in various communities, including the Sdot Negev and Sha'ar HaNegev regions. The IDF says that it was a false alarm, though a rocket launched from the Gaza Strip landed within the Strip, failing to cross the border into Israel. Adele Raemer, who lives near the Gazan border, spoke about the State Controller's report from the perspective of someone who lives in the firing line. But first, on how today's siren caught her in the middle of her day-to-day life.
It's actually normal here. I mean, the rocket alert caught me as I was driving to my rehearsal. It was not a pleasant surprise.
So it's picking up, and I've been hearing from some of the other people living in your area that they say that old adage, it's just a matter of time until the next military operation. Do you feel the same way?
But, David, we've known that since the end of Operation Protective Edge, because nothing changed there. Nothing really changed on the ground to make it not a matter of time. The situation in Gaza is only getting worse. Unemployment is close to 50%. The sewage system is falling apart. Poverty is rife, and a hungry neighbor is not a safe neighbor.
Yeah, Adele, we've had you on the show talking about the fact that you are a member of a group that looks after that and looks into the whole aspect of trying to prevent further military confrontations between Hamas and Israel is also an element of looking out for the people of Gaza.
Regarding the report, I'm going to put my teacher hat on here and say that reflection is important. I tell it to the teachers that I work with. I tell it to the students that I work with. It's important to reflect and look what we did right and look what we did wrong and learn from it. I'm unhappy about the fact that this whole thing is turning into a circus of sending blame back and forth between the government, between the politicians and the army, and it's not doing any good for the sense of security and resilience of the people who live down here. No report is going to bring back the people that we lost. No report is going to bring back Nava and Anat's husbands or their parents' sons or the children's fathers or Gadi's legs. Okay, so the whole circus that's going on around it is not really doing anyone any good. The government needs to take the findings. The army needs to take the findings and do what they're professionally supposed to do.
Adele Raemer.
What we expect them to be doing is to finding a way to head off the next war because it's coming quicker and quicker all the time. And nothing has changed on the ground in order to prevent it. Why there's Israel Katz has a plan for building an offshore port for Gaza that would enable them to be a little bit more self-sufficient. It would boost their economy, and it would make them less dangerous for us. Why isn't this happening? This isn't a new report. This idea came out before Operation Protective Edge. Bennett has, all the commanders in the field, all the army people say that a Gaza that is safer and happier and functioning and is a Gaza that's less dangerous for us. So why isn't anything being done to solve this? Both governments have to get together and do something. Because the war isn't good for anybody. And everybody says, Hamas says we don't want another war. The Israeli government says that we don't want another war. The army says we don't want another war. But we're heading straight towards that. So where's the disconnect here? The final thing I just want to say is that we're not going anyplace The Palestinians aren't going anyplace, and we really need to find a way to live with that fact on the ground.
Adele Raemer, who lives in Nirim, near the Gazan border. Security forces were trying to evict people from the